I want to publicly acknowledge how mean I was in a comment that I made on one of Agent of Doubt's videos where he was trying to promote and give a shout out to someone's channel who has been making videos since 2011, but he's never gotten any subscribers. And a number of people were saying, well, they're not really into his channel much. Those are the main comments that I would see was, people aren't into that. And no one was really willing to, well, this is the way that I was thinking at the time, no one was really willing to say why. So I thought, well, I'll be the first one to actually say why. So I wrote 5 paragraphs of meanness, and there it was. And Agent of Doubt replied saying, this is the meanest thing I've ever seen you say. Ever. And I looked it over again and realized how mean it was. It was probably the meanest thing I've ever said on YouTube. There was no reason for me to make fun of the way that he talks or carries himself. There was no reason for me to make fun of the way that he sings. There was no reason for me to make fun of the glasses that he wears most of the time. There was no reason for me to make fun of his acting abilities. All I had to say was the same thing that other people who weren't really into his channel said. Just basically, I don't find his channel appealing. That's all I had to say. Sometimes I have this problem where I'll think that going into a bunch of details about something is somehow helpful. But it's not. Sometimes all that going into details about something is just mean, is just something to, if that person was to actually, the person that I'm talking about would actually see it, would just be something hurtful. I felt like I was acting like Simon Cowell. Now, there are 2 mindsets, well, there are probably more than 2, but there are 2 main mindsets to looking at Simon Cowell's approach to things. One of them is that he's just unnecessarily mean. Another one is that sometimes people need to know the truth. I've talked about how I am someone that if, you ask me if this outfit makes your butt look fat, I'm going to tell you yeah. But I'm also the person to say, but it may make your butt look fat, but it looks good. This is a case where I didn't even bother to say, and it looks good. It'd just be saying, yeah, it makes your butt look fat. There's someone I know that I'm still friends with him on Facebook, Jesse Erickson, whom I had a forum. I had Kizoom Forum from 2008 to 2013. And he was involved quite a bit on there. And he never really talked about ever making music. I don't really know if he considers himself a musician or not, but he had this album that he put out. There's about 9 songs on it, I think, 8 or 9 songs. And he wanted me to review it, and I said, are you sure you want me to review it? are you sure? I mean, I can be kind of mean at times at this. And he goes, yes, I want you to review it. And it's a memory I hate looking at. Because I was really cruel. You know, at that time, the main thing that I paid attention to in a song was the actual music and not the lyrics. The lyrics were really, really secondary. I mean, it could have the worst... The lyrics could be reading off something from a dictionary, just reading off definitions of words in a dictionary, and it wouldn't have mattered to me that much at the time. So I wasn't putting that whole thing into perspective. It was just the musicality of it and the way it's produced. And it was very low budget. But from my perspective, when I listened to it, it made my ears bleed, figuratively anyway. Now, I didn't say that to him, but I did just say, I said, the pitch is terrible. The harmonies that you tried to do, I can't tell what the harmonies are even supposed to be. Things were way out of timing. Sometimes I don't know what the rhythm was supposed to be. And the production is subpar. I didn't need to do that. I didn't need to say that. I could have at least attempted to try to find things about it that I liked, or that I thought that were, if I didn't like them, that I thought were at least worthwhile in some way, and I didn't even bother. And it's one of the worst memories I have of something that I've done to somebody. I look at it and go, God, how did I do that to somebody? Especially someone that I consider a friend. I mean, I've met him a couple times. He lives somewhat close to the area. He's between where I am and Seattle. I just feel I treated him terrible. Now, he acted like I didn't really do anything that bad, but I look back at it and go, man, that was horrible. What I feel I did to what I said about the guy that Agent of Doubt had wanted to promote, I feel I was much worse than that. I feel it was much worse than that. Because, I mean, Agent of Doubt wasn't asking people to give a review of the guy's channel. He was just trying to get people, hey, check out this guy's channel, maybe you could subscribe. And here I do give some review that nobody was asking for. And it was a scathing review. I should have just done what other people did and just said, I don't find his channel appealing, and just left it there. Then it would have been fine. But again, I had it in my mind that, well, if I give a bunch of detail, it'll make it better somehow. But it didn't. It just made it mean. And it's just another lesson like this again, If all that saying something can do, if the only purpose it serves is to potentially cause pain, I shouldn't say it. I should just keep that shit to myself. I mean, there wasn't anything constructive about it. If I would have said something like, well, maybe he should, keep his videos to, if he kept his videos to things that he's personally going through or things that he's personally experiencing, instead of trying a lot of the standard formats that a lot of YouTubers go for, it would be good. But I didn't bother with that. I just made fun of things that there's no point. And I'm really sorry about it. Sometimes it takes someone to just point out, hey, that was mean, for me to realize that it was mean. Sort of like someone telling a small child something like that. Hey, why did you do that? I don't know. So I just want to publicly acknowledge that. And I'm sorry I said that. I deleted the comment. I mean, I'm sure there might have been others that were thinking some of the same things that I actually said. But why do they need to be said? Someone isn't into his channel, so what? They're not into his channel.